near the top of the tiers, the defending Super Bowl champions, and their tier name is Make Up Your Minds. And by that, I'm just talking to Philly fans who have really skyrocketed up the list of annoying fan bases.
They were always pretty high.
I know, but now they are high on their own supply in a way. And here's what I mean by make up your minds. You cannot simultaneously be yelling at sports, TV, and radio and podcast personalities this is what they will argue. You guys are not giving Jalen Hurts enough credit for everything he's done and arguably being a top 3 quarterback in this league. Here's the other thing they're yelling. We have the best offensive line, the best receivers, the best defense, the best running back, the best everything. You got to pick. You can't have the best roster everywhere and also your quarterback is wildly underrated.
Oh, gosh. Are you talking about the Kansas City Chiefs fans? Are you talking about your own takes about the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes? Or are you talking about the Philadelphia Eagles right now? As someone who's actually having these conversations every single day, essentially 24/7 at this point, man, I wake up to the comment section and I go to sleep to the comment section. And that is hilarious. That's hilarious. It's so funny because I forget who pointed this out. It was either JCT Slice or Travis O'Shea, where they were like, they talk about how great their GM is for the Chiefs, but then they also simultaneously say that the Chiefs have had a bad roster over these years. So it's like, well, which is it? Are you building a bad roster or are you building an awesome roster? Like, what's the story here? And now, one minute, Andy Reid is the GOAT and the best coach. And then I just read a comment literally just yesterday where they were just like, Andy Reid's time has run out. He's been a problem for the Chiefs. It's just like, oh my gosh. Like, what is it? Rashee Rice. Like, again, like you talked about how in 23, Patrick Mahomes had no one. Yet all year long, you kept calling him Rashee Jerry Rice. And Pacheco runs like he is on fire. And that defense is so amazing that people can't even put up 17 points against them. And then you want to just talk about, oh, Patrick Mahomes carried this team. And it's like, did he? Because you also told me that you have the best defensive coordinator and the best head coach. Like, you can't make up your mind. Like, what are we doing here, man? Like, that's ridiculous. That's insane. You literally just recorded a clip where Nick's like, I think the Baltimore Ravens have below average receivers. They have a below average wide receiver 1 and a below average wide receiver 2. So therefore, not a good receiving core. And Mark Andrews is not that good, and he's old, etc., etc. And Harbaugh is kind of inconsistent with coaching. Then we want to blame Lamar Jackson for not being able to win or, in the playoffs. And it's like, well, if you're telling me that you don't think the roster is that good, then what are you expecting him to be able to do? And you can't point and say, well, look, Patrick Mahomes was able to do it because you just told me how amazing every single player is and coaching member of that team is. So you can't have it both ways. That is hilarious. That is one of the funniest takes I've heard in a really long time. Oh, that is great. That is just, that's a chef's kiss. That is golden right there. That's remarkable. And in fact, as someone who's actually making all these videos and reading the comment section, I would say that what most Eagles fans are saying is that the O-line was great, but it wasn't the best in the NFL. They're the first ones, and I made the video showing you that they weren't. Like, you have people now trying to say like, oh, this O-line was the best O-line in a century. And it was just like what? Like, since when? And I pointed out how in 22, Patrick Mahomes had a better O-line than the Philadelphia Eagles. It's just like, just a clip of a few days ago, Nick said that the Chargers had the best defense in the NFL. And again, that was in a way to try to bring down Justin Herbert. So it's just like, this is where we just kind of keep going in circles with all of this type of stuff. But that is too rich. That is truly too rich. I mean, wow. Oh gosh, what are we gonna do, man? I'd actually say, based off the comments that I read, the Kansas City Chiefs fans absolutely twist themselves in knots. They like it. It's just so hilarious because I'll ask them my go-through thing. I'll reveal it. I'll go to them and say, why, why did Patrick Mahomes lose the Super Bowl against against the Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? And then they go on to, oh, the O-line and this and that. And then it's like, you blame everyone but Mahomes. But then when Mahomes wins in the Super Bowl, you don't want to give credit to anyone else. And it's like the ultimate just back them in a corner. And it's just like, you're complaining about like, well, so-and-so was injured, or we didn't have this. And it's just like, well, when have a team like the Bills ever had that? When have the Ravens ever had that? And you didn't offer that excuse for you want to point out and say like Jalen Hurts lost against the Bucs. See, he's not good. And it's like, well, he didn't have AJ Brown or Devontae Smith that game. So it's just like, when are we allowed to make excuses for quarterbacks or teams? And it's always funny to see them twist themselves in knots. I do not see Eagles fans do that. I honestly really don't. I really don't. I don't see Bills fans do that either. I see Ravens fans do that on occasion, just because it's like I think Lamar. I think it's when you have a quarterback who's so popular that the fans of the quarterback overwhelms the fan of the team, and I see that so much more with Baker Mayfield, him being one of them, but definitely Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson way more than Jalen Hurts or Josh Allen or honestly any other quarterback out there that comes to mind right now. And so yeah, that's so great. That really is so great, man. It's too funny. I'll just leave it. I'll leave it at that. Those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Philadelphia Eagles fans? They just can't make up their mind. They just can't make up their mind about how good of a team they are and how good Jalen Hurts is. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.